last left off, the three sides each told their individual tale of how they got here to this point, and what's their individual motivations for continuing fighting and continuing this bodyguard mission, even if it means being trapped out here in the wilderness, trying to make it to another country by foot. The dense, harsh deserts were not a place to be taken lightly. As the sun started to set and rise, heat started to rise, enthusiasm started to drop, yet fatigue and general frustration was on the rise within the group. All seemed completely frustrated and pointless until Fidelia noticed something off in the distance. It was a group of travelers dressed in white, making it their way to Esteban just like the rest of them. At that moment, Justin decided to do what needed to be done.
After seeing the multitudes of people dressed in white, Justin ran to them in need of assistance. However, he was instead met with an unexpected acquaintance.
My goodness. It's been so long, Justin. How have you been?
Blonde girl, is that you? No way! I never would have thought you'd be the one I ran into in El Granto. It's been so long, sweetheart. We've got to catch up later.
I agree. There are so many stories I need to tell you after I left JSA, so what brings you here?
Well, Plotter girl, I need a little assistance getting both my team and my client into Esteban. I take it that's where your group is heading?
Where else? People all over the globe are excited to see this year's fighting tournament. It only comes once every 5 years. That's when traders like us make a fortune off tourist sales.
So that's how merchants deal with their revenue around this time of year. Impressive. But before I get carried away with this new business deal, would it be okay if my side could hitch a ride on one of your camels until we reach Esteban? As you can plainly see, our side is a little short on food and transportation.
There's no need to ask. You've personally supported my business for years. Of course, you're coming with us.
Yes. Blessings on top of blessings. You're a lifesaver, Plotter girl.
By the way, Justin, your team traveled here to El Granto by yourselves, correct? Did you encounter any beasts or drakes?
Well, when the drakes flew in our direction, we hid in a nearby cave until the coast was clear. Did we miss something?
No. Your group did the right thing by hiding in the cave. I'm just surprised you all made it here this far unscathed without Esteban's beast repellent.
Wait, beast repellent?
Yes. One serving of this and even the hungriest of monsters won't come near you. Here, there's enough for both you and your team.
Wow, that's crazy. If only our side had known that earlier. Thanks again, Plotter girl. You always seem to have more than enough.
That's one of the primary rules of survival, here in El Granto. Always carry spares with you. It's always better to have them and don't need them, than to need them and don't have them. So, let's get going, shall we?
Of course.
It was at this moment when both sides became acquainted with one another, exchanging personal info, names, personal hobbies, you know, the general works when you go to introduce yourself to a new person or new people. Either way, it was working out pretty good. We got us a free ride and free transportation and food to Esteban, even if it was riding on a camel. But hey, anything's good if you're running low on change at the moment. So you can't really complain now, can you? As we got further to Esteban, we saw signs of water and vegetation in the area, like trees, bushes, the general works that look like a light forest or light wooded area. So we decided to camp there for the night, with Plot Girl on her side being as our host. Then next thing you know, I saw a lone drake out there in the sky, and I was worried until Plot Girl explained to me that was her basis drake bred and raised in Esteban. Usually if a drake flies solo, it's usually the herbaceous type instead of the carnivores that travel in swarms. And there we were in the land of Esteban. Plot Girl gave us an interesting heads up when she explained to us that there was a traveler limit. Only elite JSA members and trusted merchants were welcomed into Esteban at the moment due to the high rate of monsters infiltrating around the city and whatnot. So we all masqueraded as Plot Girl's personal assistants. And I say, the disguise worked like a charm.
Well, Potter Girl, I said it before and I'll say it again. You're a lifesaver. I never would have pegged you for the type to have a devious side, convincing that guard up front that we were merchants just like you. I'm rather impressed.
Oh, it was nothing. It's the very least I could do. Both you and your group have an interesting story. I just want to see how it ends.
Don't we all, Potter Girl? Don't we all? By the way, before I forget, there's one thing I need to ask. Do you know where the Grand Hall of Akashic Records is located? When I finished the academy, I received a strange book from the agency that's in desperate need of translation. Can you help me out?
A strange book, you say?
Justin then handed Plot Girl the very same book he got from the agency.
Impossible. That insignia, there's no mistaking it. You were given an ancient relic.
Ancient relic? Really? I may have to disagree with you on that. After everything I've seen and experienced up until now, that's highly unlikely.
No, it's so much more than that. This book alone changes everything. Quickly, to the Grand Hall.
Oh, okay.
Justin and his group had no choice but to follow Plot Girl to the Grand Hall of Akashic Records.
All right, here we are. Wait here, I'll bring the staff out right away.
Alright, but first things first, I need you to bring an employee out here named Chrissy. She's been expecting us for a while.
Justin, I'd like to see Chrissy too. But, how are we going to explain Klein's situation to her at a time like this?
I know, it's going to be a hard pill to swallow, but leave everything to me.
But, you're right.
Don't worry, partner. You've got this.
Thanks, Fidelia. I'll do my best.
A few moments later, Chrissy finally arrived.
Yes. This is wonderful. I'm so happy to finally meet you all. You must be the team leader Klein told me about, Justin. So, tell me. Where's Klein? I can't wait to see him again.
Well, Chrissy, I'm so sorry to have to tell you this, but...
Wait. What's wrong? Oh, no. Don't tell me.
There was no other way around it. In order for us to continue, Chrissy had to know what happened between Klein and the Hero Slayers that night, and what he did in order to protect us. I'm not the type of guy who likes being the bearer of bad news when it comes to this type of stuff, but it had to be done. Klein's last conversation with her, even though it was a great and jolly one, she never expected it to be the last thing she could ever say to him. She had a lot of things to tell him once he returned to her, but it looks like that's not going to happen, as the rest of everybody else heard from the background in the morning. It was sweet memories of her desires to be with him. It's crazy to be snuffed out like that. But I had to end it off saying, if Klein did not make that heroic sacrifice, no one was going to make it to see Esteban or to at least tell you about any of this. And after that, she started to come to terms and lighten up a bit. She tried to put on a great face when she got to see Violet again. Even though Violet felt kind of ashamed, Chrissy still did everything in her power to encourage her. And it turned out to work pretty well, to say the least. I just knew one thing was certain. I had to get strong for these guys, this team. Even if I was only locked to using basic level magic, that wasn't enough from what I've seen. Enough to take on a legion of monsters and the hero slayers. That's why I needed to get this book translated as soon as possible. And I'm waiting on Apply Girl and the rest of the Akashic Records staff to tell me what it needs to be done to get this thing started on the next level. And that is my reason to fight. To continue protecting these people so nobody else have to see and experience what Klein went through that night.